right where Jason C set the tone. Alarm hit, I'm up, no snooze, no slack, lace tight, mic on head, we run that track. Coffee in the system, I turn early hours into the main crowd. Quick hits, no fluff, we don't stall. Roll call, name drop, yeah, I got them all. One command, one tap, now the truth on tap. If you want to approve, just type it in the chat. Type it in the chat, type it in the chat. Yeah, morning chat, get up, get right. First pitch, energy in the early daylight. Chat, go, when tap it, watch the numbers react. Jason C, morning track, and the stay.
All right, guys, bear with me because I'm having technical difficulties this morning again. I don't know what the hell. There's always something when you're live streaming and producing and watching the freaking Olympic hockey game and doing all this stuff. For some reason, my internet, my computer does not like it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I hope a great morning so far. Sunday, last day of the weekend. Yeah, not looking forward to Monday. But nonetheless, yesterday was a good day. A very good day for the Yankees yesterday. A very good day. They beat they crushed the Tigers 20-3. 20-3. Even though it was a spring training game, it's good to see the offense erupt like they did. Carlos Lagrange, whatever you want to call him, he got the start. And I'll be honest, I was really looking forward to this one because a lot of people, he's been getting a lot of hype lately. He's been getting a lot of hype. And he did look good, right? He did look good. He did give up a home run, 2 walks, which is not good because he pitched, like 3 innings or something like that. So that's not good. He still, look, the bottom line, guys, is me personally, I think he's close, but he's just not there yet. I don't think he's ready for the big leagues. Not yet, not as of right now, you know. That's not to say that come, March 30th or whatever, or whenever the season starts, that he won't be ready then. But he looks like he needs to work on some things, especially mainly his command. But look, the dude is obviously talented, and he's going to be up here sometime. I would imagine sooner than later. But straight out of spring, I don't think so. That's just my opinion, guys. I don't think that he would. Not straight out of spring. Anyway, let's take a look at this here. Filthy stuff. 83-mile-per-hour slider with 20-inch horizontal break. He's filthy. The thing is, he just got to, if he can harness all of that talent in his arm and throw more strikes and have more command, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. A force to be reckoned with. Let me see something here. All right. Let's go back over here. But look, it's nice. It's refreshing, right? To see that you got somebody like that coming up. And he's knocking on the door. He's going to be up here really soon. He is definitely knocking on the door. Definitely. Let me say what's up to my bad, guys. I'm trying to watch the game at the same time as I do this. Canada and the United States tied 1-1. Canada outshot USA 33-18 in the second and third periods. That's not good. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick. Really fast. All right. Real Bill's in the building. Real Bill, what's up? What is up? I'm watching the hockey game right now as we speak, man. Literally right now. Look.
So I understand that, but there are some guys that look like they have their legs and other.
So I'm not really big on hockey. I'm not going to act like I understand 100% what's going on, but it's a good game. Even if you're not a fan, but you got to admit it's a good game. Definitely good game. 1-1 going into overtime. Yes, sir. 1-1 going into overtime. But the big news, and I told you guys too. Remember I told you guys, man, expect Judge to go off today because he's he's not in spring training mode. This dude is he's ramping up for the WBC. So his spring came a little earlier behind the scenes. And I said it, if you was watching yesterday's morning show, I was like, expect him to go off. He's gonna go off. And he sure did go off. Hit 2 home runs, 2 absolutely crushed baseballs, man. The dude, look, he is by far the best hitter in all of baseball. I don't care who you name. Not you can bring up Ohtani, anybody. Judge is the best hitter, and he's proven it year after year. And for those people that say, like, some people actually believe that his window is closing, right? This dude is in his prime, and he's just getting better. He is just getting better, and I expect him to have a great season again. You know, another MVP caliber season again. Hopefully, right? Knock on wood. Let's take that off there. But 2 home runs, man. That's just how you get the team going, right? Especially the day before. I get it. It was just they throwing out a bunch of minor leaguers out there and stuff, and they were facing Trevor Rogers. But the day before, the offense was dead. They only got 3 hits in the entire game. And to start the game, you know, Jason Dominguez looking good. To start the game with the Yankees offense going crazy with Judge's home run, as I watched this guy get hit in the face with a hockey stick. Holy smokes. Sorry, folks. I'm watching the game right here at the same time. But anyway, yeah. So, man, a whole bunch of Yankees went off, man, yesterday. Roderick Arias. Remember him, right? I forgot all about this guy. He went off. He hit a grand slam. It was just a barrage of offense yesterday, which was good to see. Good to see, because I know a lot of fans were down on the Yankees yesterday. They were down on them. I'm like, dude, it's spring training. Relax. You know, no lineups in there yet. But it was good, man, especially with Judge. He's just absolutely incredible, man. Can't say enough about him. It's awesome. Awesome by Judge. Let me say what's up to the chat, though. What we got in Real Bill? We don't got much 9 viewers in there. If you haven't liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe and leave a comment. Leave something in the chat. Let me go over here. Real Bill says, we're having a blizzard. It's totally white out. 50-mile-per-hour winds. Oh, man, be careful. Be safe. I hope you put some salt down or something in your driveway to kind of, you know, help you out, so you don't have to go too crazy shoveling. You're gonna have to shovel no matter what, but yeah. But yeah, guys, I mean, so that was the big story yesterday. And then obviously Spencer Jones striking out twice, but he did hit a freaking bomb. But that's the story of Spencer Jones, right? The story with Spencer Jones is the dude has tons of power, right? He's a guy that, man, if he barrels a ball, it's gonna go far. The problem with him is his K rate, and yesterday we proved it again. Look, he freaking shocked everyone, hitting the ball out the stadium. He hit it out the stadium, literally into the parking lot. But he struck out twice, you know, and that's the problem with him. He's got to figure out a way to reduce those strikeouts. Even if he would have had 1 strikeout, you know, and at least fly it out or ground it out or something, it would have been better. You know, a lot of people noticed that he changed his stance to kind of sort of mimic Ohtani's stance. And, you know, I'm here to tell you, man, if you could change your stance however you want. You know, last year you was looking more like Judge, and that's great, and I hope it works out for you, but you gotta get that K rate down. You just have to. You gotta get the K rate down. And I'm not sure any tweak to your stance is gonna do that at this point, but I really hope he does, man, because he's got a ton of potential. It's undeniable. He's got a ton of potential. If he could get that strikeout rate down somewhat, I think he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. I hope he does make his major league debut this year, though. At least at some point. At some point. Real Bill says we had great situational hitting yesterday. Our station to station Offense was impeccable. Yep. I don't know why you sent that 3 times, but yeah, appreciate you, Real Bill. Yeah, but again, like I said, I don't put too much stock into spring training games. It's good to watch, right? It was refreshing after a kind of lackluster offense day before yesterday. It's refreshing to watch, especially with Judge, man. It's refreshing to see him go off. With Judge, I just hope that he doesn't run out of gas. That's my only thing. It was refreshing to see Spencer Jones hit a bomb, put the 2 strikeouts. Yeah, we got to work on that, Spencer Jones. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of him. I really am, but it's hard to argue against people's arguments about the strikeout rate. It really is, because he's striking out at a clip that's just, it's a lot. You can't be striking out that much. You just can't. Let me see something here. I'm going to pull up Spencer Jones because yep. Rubo says, I don't know why it keeps posting what I typed 3 times. I don't know why either, man. All right. Let me go ahead over here, get this going. All right, so that ain't right. What? Oh, I put Feb 23rd. I'm my bad. Let me change this real quick. Wrong game, folks. Trying to look at today's game versus the Mets. All right. So today the Yankees go up against the Mets at George Steinbrenner Field. Hold on a second. Ooh, that came out of nowhere. Ooh. Got Justin Hageman. I'm not familiar with the dude going up against Luis Hill. This is another game that I'm very interested in because Luis Hill is a huge key to the Yankees this season. Obviously, he had that great rookie season 2 years ago in 2024, and then had an injury last year. Started the season late, and it just kind of was never. It seemed like he was never 100% there. So we need him to stay healthy. That's the key for him. Stay healthy and throw strikes. I know last year, towards the end of the season, he chose command over velocity. And, that's a double-edged sword right there because, it could work out in a way, but a pitcher like Luis Hill, his pitch mix, it plays off of his velocity. So he needs his velocity to be up there. But if you can't throw, hard for strikes, then you have a problem. So he's got to figure that out. He definitely has to figure it out. So it's interesting to see where he's going to be at, where his command is going to be at, and what he can do. But he's a huge piece for the Yankees. The Yankees' master plan this year, right? A huge piece in the rotation until Cole and Rodon comes back, and then when they come back, he could be a big piece coming out the bullpen. So we need Luis Hill to figure things out. We definitely do. All right, versus Luis Hill, the only person in the Mets lineup. So no Soto in the lineup today. The only person is Luis Torrens, who's actually faced him, and he's 1-for-1 versus Luis Hill. Obviously, no Bichette. They don't have anybody over in the lineup today. No Torres. You know what I mean? No Bo Bichette. No Polanco. No Soto. No Luis Roberts Jr. Nobody. Pretty much nobody. And that sucks too, because I was kind of looking forward to seeing at least some of them guys out there today. Some of them guys. So this should be a lineup that Luis Hill should navigate through easily. All right, for the Yankees, Aaron Judge in the lineup again, and versus Justin Hageman, Aaron Judge is 1 for 2 with the home run. So expect him to do damage today again. I'm telling you, man. And you know the one thing that scares me. I'm gonna look, knock on wood, because I already told you. Like you guys, I've been saying this. Judge is gonna be. When Judge finally plays, when he made his debut yesterday, I already knew that he was not gonna be just spring training Judge, like somebody who just took an at bat after 6 months off or 3 months off or whatever it was after the whole offseason. You can tell that he's been ramping up, and I don't think he had much of an offseason, being that he's trying to be ready for the WBC. Because Judge knows how important and how many eyes are going to be on Judge. He's the captain of USA. He's Captain America. He can't go over there rusty. He can't go over there after 4 months of no baseball and expect to do something. So he's been ready. He's ready right now. Judge, he's like mid-season form, I believe, right now, which scares me though, because we need some of that for the real season. Judge, especially the second half of the season. And we need you to stay healthy. This year, I want the Yankees to be able to have enough, like a comfortable lead in the division at some point where they can start giving guys rest, Last year, they couldn't do that because they, with the Boone June swoon, they couldn't afford to give anybody any kind of rest. Even when Judge was hurt, they couldn't afford it, really. So Cody Bellinger's 1 for 2 versus him with the home run, too. And Jazz Chisholm. Well, he don't have a home run, though. I don't know how accurate this is. I got to check that, but it should be accurate. I made it myself. That's it. Right? Those are the lineups. So today's lineup, Trent Grisham. This is more like what we're going to see in the season. Trent Grisham, Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger. Obviously in the 4-hole, I will slot Stanton there. That's what I expect this season. Jazz Chisholm 4th. Mr. 50-50 himself. I hope he actually does it. And we'll talk about that in a second, about the kind of money that he wants. Paul Goldschmidt batting 5th. Austin Wells batting 6th. I want to see Austin Wells do better with the ABS challenges. Amer Rosario batting 7th. Yanquiel Fernandez batting 8th. And Jose Caballero batting 9th. Jose Caballero is another dude, too. I want to see him, do something. Get some offense going. In a second, check something here. Yeah, I'm looking at my ticker. Something's wrong with it. It's showing the wrong games, I think. I'll fix that later. But let's get into the chat. Let's see who's up in here. I know it's early. A lot of you probably sleeping and stuff. But let's see what's going on. Then we'll go back to the games and all that stuff and do the trivia when we get more people in the chat. All right. Jacob. What's up, Jacob, man? You watching the hockey game? It's freaking 1-1 in overtime. Like, come on, US. Ooh, that was a nice shot, though. Healing Man's Heart says it's better to be scratching and clawing getting into the dance. I'm not sure what you mean by that, man. It's better to be catching and clawing getting into the dance. Scratching and clawing. Oh, Hyde. Good morning, Hyde. Good morning. Real Bill says, Jason, we have to call some play-by-play together this season. I guess, man, I don't really do the play-by-play. It's not really my thing, but I was thinking about doing more like a watch-along, like just kind of watching it. But to actually call play-by-play, every play, every pitch, that's difficult, man. That takes a special kind of, so that's why I give a lot of credit to the guys who do the play-by-plays, like the Ace Avenue, NFE, Ken, the Ugly Truth, all them guys, NYYU, all them guys that do the play-by-play, I give them a lot of credit because that's not easy. To do that day in, day out, it's not easy, guys. I'm telling you. Oh, somebody shot me. Louis G. Appreciate you. Healing Men's Heart says, I'm talking about having a huge division lead and squandering it away. Oh, I feel what you say, but see, that's the oh, we won. We won. Let's freaking go. USA, USA, USA. They won, guys. They won. That's crazy. Holy shit. And I missed it. What'd I miss? Who got the goal? Man, look at them dudes. None of them have teeth. And Canada's shocked, bro. This is their sport. They're not supposed to lose. Look at them. Let's go, baby. Let's freaking go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now we got to go win the WBC. Let's go. Damn, I feel bad for Canada. Look at them. They stunned, man. This is crazy. Crazy. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think they were going to actually do it.
Jack Hughes, who drew a penalty.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. Awesome. My bad. All right. Where were we? Oh, yeah, but Hilleman's Heart says, he's talking about having a huge lead and squandering it away. Dude. But the thing is, look, it's a marathon, not a race, right? Baseball's a marathon, not a race, especially a 162-game season. You got to have your guys rested for especially pitchers. You got to have them rested for October, but you can't do that if you're battling for a division all season, you know? At some point, if you have a comfortable lead, a decent lead, you got to give your guys some rest, man. I'm not saying punt games. I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying punt games, but you got to give them some rest. That's the luxury of having a comfortable season. That's the luxury you have for winning a division or you comfortably too. You have the luxury of that, of giving guys days off, more days off, especially your pitchers. And especially Judge, because Judge is too important. And I'm going to be honest, guys, and look, knock on wood again. I'm going to keep knocking on wood. You know, that elbow injury last year, that thing still worries me, man. It still worries me. So, yeah, man, shout out to the Team USA, man. They just took the hockey gold and beat Canada. Oh, there's the goal right here. There's the goal right here. Let's see this. Wow. That's incredible, man. Incredible. Hope my Yankees, man, have glory like that this year, man. Roy says, good morning, everyone. How are you, Jason? I'm good, man. How are you? I'm sorry. I'm just watching this hockey game and, you know, your Team USA with the game-winning goal. Pretty dope. Pretty cool. And Bill says he changed phones. Damn, Real Bill, you're like Kevin Gates. You got two phones? Two phones. Give me 1 second. All right. But yeah, guys, I mean, what do you guys think, man, about yesterday's game, especially like Carlos Lagrange? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? You think he's ready? Let me know if you think he's ready. Real Bill, appreciate you with the gifted membership. Appreciate you, Real Bill. And Jeremy 5695 got so shout out to Real Bill, man. Shout out to Jeremy 5695 for receiving that free gifted membership. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you, Real Bill. Yesterday game was awesome. Yeah. What do you think, Real Bill? Real Bill, if you don't know, he's an old pitcher. What did you see from Carlos Lagrange? Let me know. What did you see? You think he's ready? Is he ready? I think he needs a little bit more seasoning. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. Man, Team USA celebrating right now. Awesome. That is awesome. They are not supposed to win this. I don't follow hockey like that, but I know that hockey is like Canada's thing. So for us to beat them, this is a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. Especially, I mean, come on. It's a freaking Olympic gold medal. It's always a big deal. Always a big deal. But yeah, guys, the Yankees going up against the Mets today. The Mets lineup, they threw out a weak lineup. Let me put that back. And I get it, spring training, but my goodness, this lineup is it's trash. You know, this lineup is straight trash. They could have given us somebody, man, to make it interesting. Soto, Bichette, Luis Roberts, Jorge Polanco, somebody in there just to make it like, you know, interesting for the fans who pay tickets to go watch this thing. Rubo says his velocity is fine. He's talking about Carlos Lagrange. His spot and location skills need some work. Yeah, he needs a little bit. He needs to touch up his command. He definitely does. Definitely does. Roy says yesterday's game was fun to watch. It was. I actually didn't get to watch the game. I had to go back and look at all the highlights and stuff because I was with my son at his practice. But I was getting blown up with notifications, especially with Judge. Judge is, man, just absolutely incredible. Judge is incredible. Spencer Jones, obviously, with the bomb. George Lombard Jr. Forgot about him. We got a chance to see him out there. I didn't watch his at bats, but he didn't do much offensively. I heard the glove is there though. I heard the glove is really there. He could feel this position. But we haven't seen any real offense off of him. We haven't. Even in Double-A, he hasn't really done anything down there either. So for a lot of people that want him up now, a lot of people want him in the major league roster right now. And to that I say, no, he's not ready. He is not ready. Robusta, the Mets lineup is like the first lineup in the movie Major Leagues. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See something. All right. Yesterday's game, Pirates 8, Orioles 2. Why didn't George Lombard's stats pop out? Try this one more time, guys. All righty. Yeah, I mean, look, spring training, I'm not going to lie, it gets a little boring. Because even with a 20-3 offensive explosion yesterday, it's like, yeah, but it's spring training, right? It's just spring training, especially for the big leaguers who played. Like, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do that. But it's good though. I think the fans are more excited because it's like, you know, after a whole off season, you know, just baseball in general, we're excited, especially Yankees. Even if it's guys that we've never heard of going out there and balling, you know, it feels good, right? It feels good. It feels good. Me personally, I'm just really waiting for this WBC. I'm surprised they gave the Judges playing again today. So obviously he's ahead of a lot of, and I expect most of the players are going to be in the WBC. I expect them to be a more ahead than a lot of guys who aren't, right? A lot of these guys, they've been at camp well before the report date. I know Judge lives over there, so you know, so I expect them to be, I'm gonna say, just a little more sharp. Their timing is a little bit better because they've been working on it a little bit longer. Versus a guy who just showed up to camp a few days ago, hasn't swung a bat in a while. You know, it's going to take those guys a couple weeks. to get it back. Definitely. Where we at here? Jonathan, what's up, Jonathan? Good morning. Real Bill says mature. Yeah, I'm still watching this this hockey stuff to my right. Wow, shout out to Team USA for getting the gold, bringing home the gold. Now we got to do the same for the WBC. Do the same for the WBC. Definitely, that's what we got to do. But let me go ahead and open this trivia up real quick. And we'll play this. So remember, for the trivia, just put A, B, C, or D in the chat. The faster you answer, the more points you should get. And no prize today, obviously. So let's start this.
Trivia time. Who won World Series MVP in the 2000 Yankees-Mets Subway Series? Is it A, Derek Jeter, B, Bernie Williams,
I haven't looked at these
C,
answers either.
Mike Piazza, D, Mariano Rivera?
A, B, C, or D in the chat. I think it was Jeter. Was it Jeter? Wasn't it Jeter? I went with Jeter. I remember it being Jeter. All right. I got it right first. So I'm up. I got 484 points. Louis G, second, 422. Real Bill, 258. Remember, the faster you answer it correctly, the more points you get. Luis Duran, what's up, my brother? Good morning. Let's play the next one real quick.
Trivia time. Who pitched the Mets' 6-0 win in the first official regular season Yankees-Mets game, 1997? Is it A, Al
This is a
Leiter,
tough one.
B, Dave Militsky, C, Bobby Jones, D, Rick Reed?
Who pitched the Mets 6-0 win in the first official regular season Yankees-Mets game in 1987? I have no idea. I'm going to go with Al Leiter because that's, I don't know, I think. But that's a complete guess by me. Al Leiter. Nobody got it. It's Dave Militsky. Okay. Yeah, so that was a tough one there. Not gonna lie. All right, let's move on to the next question. Three more, guys.
Trivia time. Which Mets star did Roger Clemens hit in the helmet in the 2000 regular
that's
season
easy.
split doubleheader? Is it A, Edgardo Alfonso, B, Mike Piazza,
Wasn't
C,
it Piazza?
Robin Ventura, D, Todd Zale?
I think it was Piazza, but I think maybe Robin Ventura. Robin Ventura was a fighter. Let me tell you, that dude, he could fight. I'm gonna go Piazza though. I don't know. I can't remember. I know that Piazza threw a bat at him, or he threw the bat at Piazza, the broken bat. But I don't know. It says hit him in the head with a helmet. Hit him in the helmet. Mike Piazza. Okay. So Louis G is in first place with 900 points. Luis Duran got 673. I'm in third. And Helaman's Heart. All right. Now I feel like I should know that.
Trivia
for sure.
time. In the July 4th, 2025 Subway Series opener, which Yankee hit 2 home runs? Is it A, Aaron Judge, B, Cody Bellinger, C, Jason Dominguez, D, Anthony Volpe?
Aaron Judge. I feel like it definitely wasn't Volpe or Dominguez or Bellinger, but Bellinger did make that crazy play. Yeah, Judge. Rara was good, Rara. You're going with B, with Cody Bellinger. Jason Dominguez. Hold on. Is that right? Somebody look that up for me. Hold on. Let me look that up because I don't. Is that right? That can't be right. Let me see something here, guys. Oh. We gotta look. Somebody look that up for me. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go to the last question. The last question of the day
Trivia time.
is...
Who hit the go-ahead two-run homer for the Mets in the 7th inning on July 4th, 2025 versus the Yankees? Is it A. Juan Soto, B. Pete Alonso,
Jeff McNeil.
C. Francisco
I remember
Lindor,
that game.
D. Jeff McNeil?
I'm going with Jeff McNeil. I don't know. My memory is pretty bad, but I don't know. I could see it in my mind for some reason. I remember he did that. Rah. Right? It was Jeff McNeil, right? A lot of people going with Pete Alonso. Now you got me second guessing myself. Told you guys. I told ya. Anyway, I won. I'm the champ. The champ is here. Louis G came in second. Luis Duran third. Hielemans Hart's fourth. Yep. Let me put this over here. Scores. That was the final one. All right. Now we're gonna do the hat shuffle and then we'll call it. We're gonna start on pro level and then we'll go to all-star level. Let's set this up real quick. Remember, it's the same deal. Keep your eye on the ball, or keep your eye on the hat with the ball, and at the end, 1, 2, or 3 to vote which hat it's in. Where am I at? Let me start this. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so thank you, Roy. So that is accurate. I just want to make sure. Damn, I didn't even follow the... I got distracted. I didn't even follow the freaking hats. Which one is it in? I don't know. Who's focused the whole time? Because I lost it, man. My ADD kicked in. NFE, what's up, NFE? Damn. Everyone's going 1. I'm going to trust... Real Bill said 3. I'm going with 3. No, Real Bill, I don't trust your eyes, too. You're too old for that, man. 3? Alright, we're going 3. I'll go 3. Bro. Who got it right? Who's the only one that got it right there? Oh, Hielemans Hart's. Dang. Alright, we're gonna put this on all-star level. Ready? All-star level. Hold on, let me close it and then I'm gonna open it back up. Let's go. I lost it already, guys. I think it's the... Okay, I think I got it. Oh, shit, I lost it. It's gone. Where's it at? I lost it, man, so I'm gonna guess this one. Let me see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. We're going with 2. Is it 2? Am I right? I really eeny, meeny, miny, mo'd it. Chat pick 2. Ball was in hat 1. See, I gotta fix that because ball was in hat 3. You know, I noticed when I put in All-Star, it like the freaking my program can't even track the ball properly. So anyway, we're gonna close that. We're gonna close that and get back into the chat. We're gonna get back into the chat. And then Fee, you doing the play-by-play today? Let me know. Drop your link to the channel. I know I'm gonna drop it for you. I got you. Oh, I can't find it. The strike zone 1, right? I got you. All right, make sure y'all go, if you haven't, I'm sure everybody already is, but make sure y'all go check out my boy NFE at the strike zone. The link is in the chat right now. And make sure you go sub to that. Definitely go sub to my guy. And NFE, I know I owe you a chain. I got it here somewhere. I just moved into a new place, so everything's packed up. I got to start finding it. Okay. Heliman's Heart said, oh, Real Bill says it's rigged. No, it's not rigged. It got some bugs, though. I've been working on that so long. I can't, for some reason, sometimes the results are right and sometimes it's not. I've been going crazy trying to figure it out why it's doing that. Heliman's Heart, Carson Bench. Carson Bench, he's a Met that he's in the lineup. Was he in the lineup? I don't remember seeing him in the lineup. Well, hold on, let's check. Oh, he is in the lineup. Okay, yeah, he's a top prospect, a guy that, and look, I don't follow Mets a lot, but he's a guy that I've been hearing a lot about, and he could be the starting right fielder for the Mets. It could happen, right? He's got a lot of hype around him too. A lot of hype around him, and from what I've heard, he's the real deal. We'll see. But you're right, though. Thanks. But he's not, I wouldn't consider him a big, that's what I said. They got Mark Vientos in the lineup, too. I guess those are the only two guys that really, yeah. They could be on Luis Torrens, too. The only 3 guys that could be actually on the Major League roster that's in the lineup. Bench has a 280 average, 389 on-base percentage. Oh, man, his numbers are crazy. Luigi says, my chain is looking nice next to my Thor hammer. That's what's up. Luigi, you know what? Let me look at your receipts. Guys, I have this thing called receipts, right? If you just joined us for the first time. Or if you make a bold claim or prediction, I lock it in and I hold it and we come back and revisit it some point during the season to see if it was all cap or if you was actually onto something. And let me see, Luigi's. I believe you have a receipt. Oh, I don't have a receipt for you, Luigi. I don't know why. But let me see right here. What we got here? All right, this is my receipt, obviously. These are my claims that I've made so far. I said Jake Bird will make the roster out of spring training. Ryan McMahon will have a good season, 2026. The Yankees will win 99 games and finish. Oh, this is Real Bill. I don't know. You got to double. I got to delete that. Real Bill, he said the Yankees will win 99 games and finish second behind the 104-win Blue Jays. It's crazy. Why is it doubling? Okay, I got to fix it. For some reason, I'm getting double. Appreciate it, Raphael, my brother. From another mother. Says Yankees versus Dodgers again. That's his claim. So you got the Yankees versus Dodgers for the World Series. You know, I hope so, because that'll mean that the Yankees are there. But I don't want to face the Dodgers. But look, man, that'd be great. A rematch, right? To have a rematch, a chance for redemption. A chance for redemption for Aaron Judge and even Garrett Cole, for Aaron Boone, for the whole team. Because a lot of the guys that are on the 2024 team are still here. A lot of guys. Jazz was there. Obviously, Judge, Cole, obviously Giancarlo, Tim Hill. Who else? Wells. Volpe. So a chance for redemption would be nice. Appreciate the 2, though. I really do, man. Thank you. Yankees will win 88 games or 90. All right, I locked that in, too. Yankees will win 88 games or 90. Gotcha. Okay. Put that away. Luigi says that's not redemption. That's mental abuse. With the Yankees currently, this team, by the All-Star break, they can make changes. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, Rara. I said this is what I've been saying. I think the team is good enough right now to keep at least keep us fighting for that division, like right there, neck and neck. And like you said, and come the trade deadline, the Yankees can really go out there and make a move to really push us over the hump. You know, I think this year they didn't go too crazy in the free agencies because this upcoming lockout. That's what I think. I think look, it was somebody, I can't remember where I think I saw that dude Fuzzy that does MLB content and stuff, and they were saying that the owners of MLB have put together emergency funds, right? They put together, all 30 owners put together enough money so that each team can have 75 million? $75 million each. But each team, if they had to go through the whole season, in a lockout. And remember, guys, it's a difference, right? Look, correct me if I'm wrong, Real Bill, or one of you guys who's obviously been around a lot longer than me. Then in 1994, right, that wasn't a lockout. That was a strike. A strike and a lockout are different. A strike is when the players say, we're not going to work. Or the employees say, we're not going to work. We're not doing it. A lockout, see, with what the owners are doing, the owners are getting ahead of it. The owners are like, it's not the players doing it. We're going to lock the doors. It's a lockout. We're not allowing employees in. That's what a lockout is. It's different. So the owners right now, to me, I don't know. To me, they're in a position of power, right? Because they're gonna have to eventually. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully, they don't miss baseball, because I think right now, baseball is a growing sport. Like it's getting more popular again, like it used to be when I was younger. So right now, that's not what they need, but it's gonna be like a standoff. It's going to be a standoff. And I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like the owners are digging their trench. They're digging their trench, and they're ready to hunker down in that trench for as long as possible. They've already put in money to the side and everything in case they have to go a whole season without any revenue, which is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And I think that's the reason why a lot of teams didn't make any moves this year, especially the Yankees. That's what I think. It sucks though. It sucks, but that's tomorrow's problem. That's the problem we're worried about in the future. But it is looming. It's going to change everything. It changes the way the Yankees operated this offseason, in my opinion. The looming lockout is going to change the way teams operate in the trade deadline as well. So let's see. Roy says, really didn't hear all this stuff? Yeah. You talking about the owners putting together money? Yeah, they put together an emergency fund, and they're gonna split it between all 30 owners, where everybody is gonna have, I heard it was $75 million per team to cover expenses. Ross says, facts totally different. It's like night and day. Yeah. Rubil says the owners want a cap and they will fight to get it. Yeah, and I think that they're in a position. Man, look, we don't want to see this happen again. I don't know if you guys remember. Like I was a lot younger, right? Obviously, I was a kid. But in '94, when they had that strike and there was no baseball, they tried to bring back baseball, but they brought back a whole bunch of dudes off the street, literally, guys off the street, guys who play college ball, just random people, and they try to actually like broadcast that. It flopped. Like, I don't know, maybe some people watched it. As a kid, I was like, because I was a Don Mattingly, I was like, where's Don Mattingly? The hell? I don't want to watch that. Who are these people? It was so weird, man. It was really weird. Yeah, really weird. I hope they don't do that again. Hope they don't do that. And I just hope they figure it out. Or at least I hope they kick the can down the road. Let's do that at least. Because right now, baseball doesn't need, and I'm sure there's never a good time to go on lockout or strike or anything like that. But right now, the momentum, baseball has a lot of momentum. And this is just, you know, I think the smart thing to do is to just get a CBA, just something temporary, at least for another 2 years. Kick the can down. And I'll say this, right? Because MLB is supposed to be in what is it, in 2028? All their freaking TV deals expire. So they're gonna be shopping around. They're gonna be trying to sell one of these networks, Netflix, whoever it is, try to sell them a package so one of these people can pay a whole bunch of money to broadcast these games and stuff. And it's gonna be good, so we don't have to freaking have the Gotham app and all these stupid apps, just to watch Yankees. And it's gonna be tough to do that if you're coming off a short season or no season. How do you do that if you're coming off no season of baseball? How do you sell that? So the owners, they obviously know that too. So they don't want to miss a whole season and then, try to sell a package to freaking NBC or ESPN or whoever it is, because the value is going to go down. They're going to be like, look, you guys just missed a whole season, So it's just crazy. I don't know. It's a lot of, look, it's way above my pay grade. I don't fully understand any of it. The only thing that I know for certain is that the owners want a cap. They want a salary cap, and I'm starting to believe that all of them want a salary cap. I could be wrong, but definitely the majority want a salary cap, and all it means is just more money in the owners' pockets. That's how I see it. I could be wrong. Like I said, it's above my pay grade. Rubil says the whole situation messed up expansion for 2028. Yeah, it's not looking good. These salaries aren't sustainable. Kyle Tucker's contract was a canary in the coal mine. Yeah, but you're right. It kind of isn't sustainable. These deals are getting crazier and crazier. Right? They're getting crazier and crazier, but it's not sustainable. But there has to be a solution. There got to be a middle ground. That's what I think. But it looks like, man, especially Hal. I know Hal. I think he's the leader too. I think low key he's like the captain of all the owners who want a salary cap. That's why he can't go out there and really go crazy, because then he'll be putting his foot in his own mouth. And I don't know. We'll see. If they had to put it together, find a location. They had to put together and find because of relocation and TV contract losses, the regional broadcasting is really messed up now. Yeah. Let's see. Roy says 94 sucked. Donnie was headed for that. Yeah, the Yankees were really good that year too, and it just, no, nothing. I love this East Coast versus West Coast. Man, you love the Biggie and Tupac beef. Baseball has always found ways to bounce back. The game has gone through so much over. Yeah, but we don't want to bounce back. Why not? How about we carry this momentum and just move forward? Baseball's getting exciting again. People are starting to pay attention to baseball again. I'm telling you. Even kids, I see more kids are starting to play. It's making a little comeback, and to, to just do something like that, it's not. I don't think it's going to be good for the sport, and it's going to have ripple effects all through baseball. It's going to have ripple effects. See what we got here. It's always been about the money. Yes, it's always about the money. Rafael says we want Boston rematch. Dodgers versus Boston. Nah, man. Nah, that was We want a Yankees versus Dodgers. That's what we want. Luigi says could be LA versus Boston. I don't know what you guys. I don't think they're that good to make it. There's a lot of teams. Look, Boston is better, right? They're a good team, but to me personally, I think there's a lot more better teams in the AL East, in the AL in general. I think there's better teams, and like the Mariners are a team. I'm telling you right now, don't sleep on the Mariners. I have a feeling that they're hungry. They are hungry. Baseball is a business. In the end, the owners have to make money. Teams will fold. Most people have no idea the expenses that a team's at. Yeah, I feel you, Real Bill, but I think a team like the Yankees, when Hal is crying all that stuff, the Yankees are profitable. I get it that their overhead is probably more than every other team, or a lot more teams, right? And we do spend a lot of money on salaries, on payroll, but they still they're making money. There's no way the Yankees are not making money. I promise you that. There's no way. Investors, all these partial owners or minority owners, they're all getting a return on their investment. I promise you that. So, yeah, I'm just not buying it, man. Boston is good, but they aren't better than the Jays. They aren't. I don't think Boston is better than the Yankees either. I don't think they're better than the Tigers. I don't think they're better than Seattle. Me personally. Then Dodgers beat the Angels 15-2. 15-2. Rubo says Yankees have a money-losing minor league obligation. I feel, but look, I don't think the Yankees are in the negative. There's no way. There's no way. You know, I don't know if you guys know who Patrick Bet David is, right? The PBD podcast. Anyway, I remember not too long ago, right? Because he's a minority owner. He has shares in the Yankees or whatever, right? He's part of what they call it, the Yankees enterprise or whatever. I don't know what it's called, right? But he's part of it. He's invested. He's a minority owner. He's got a freaking owner's box suite. Maybe not house, the same as house, but he's definitely got a suite up there. Anyway, he said that it was a great investment one time. I'll look it up. He said that he's making 10% or more a year on his investment. That tells me they're making money, guys. They are making money. This was not long ago. Not long ago at all. I'm going to try to look it up so we could. So I don't want to hear that stuff. I really don't. There's teams that are in the negative, like a team like the Mets, right? The Mets, and obviously is that Steve Cohen, he could come out of pocket more. That's different, you know? That is different. All right, we'll watch them. I don't want to get a copyright, but why not? Let's watch this real quick. This is Patrick Bell. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy. But yeah, he's a part owner of the Yankees. Let me go over here. I can't hear nothing. Hold on.
Effective last Friday. Would you entertain this? And I said, sure. So anyways, long story short, effective last Friday, after background checks with MLB, after 40 articles I've written, after all of these things that's happened, effective last Friday, I'm a minority owner of the New York Yankees.
Let's go, baby! Let's go, Pat! And we won the jersey! Shut up, Pat!
That's why you wore this.
No!
There we go.
I had to throw you off. I came in with a Joe Burrow jersey, dog.
Pat,
What the hell does
Are
this
you
mean?
serious?
I'm serious, yeah.
Let's go, baby!
Yeah, this happened last Friday. We're in Bermuda. I get the news.
What?
Lawyer calls the CFO, Tony, from...
Yeah, he owns a very small amount obviously, but he said, I'm trying to find it. He said that he's making already his first year, he made over 10%. You know, that's a look. If we make it 10% a year on an investment, that's really good, guys. Really, really good. That's really, really good. Look.
You're an owner in the Yankees. I'm curious to know, what's the ROI?
Very good. I made 14%, right?
Oh,
What
14%.
gives 14%? Not a lot of stuff gives 14%. Yankees did last year with my equity.
Do you get a cash-on-cash return, or is it
No.
that you just lock up your money
That's
and
right.
eventually...
That's right. Some teams you get dividends.
Why don't they go public? Or any sports team, for that matter.
Yeah.
And then you could trade the teams as you would stocks. They've just started doing it with esports teams, and they're terrible investments because they don't make money, but sports teams do.
I can tell you the Yankees investment is grown exponentially. You don't go on the stock market and buy a share of the Yankees today. When that happens and you got the money, go in, because that's the #1 organization over any. You don't get into the Yankees.
You're an owner in the Yankees.
You hear that, guys? He made almost 15%. Oh, wait, he's telling you, like, if they ever go public and start trading stocks on the stock market, you go buy it. That's crazy, guys. I'm telling you, man. So for the Yankees to say they're not making money, like, come on, I'm not buying it at all. At all. Nonsense. Poopy pants. See, go over here. Real Bill says, PBD is an idiot. The guy sucks at the altar of tech bros. Yeah, you know, I mean, you don't have to. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he does either, says either. But he's it's legit. He's an owner of the Yankees, a minority owner. How much of that? Probably a small sliver Yankees, but he's making 14%, right? Making 14% year over year with them. That's good, you know. That's better than putting your money in the bank, right? 14%. That's a lot better than even investing in properties and a lot of properties. So I don't know. It's just something to think about. Something to think about. Raphael says WBC. Oh, damn, Raphael, you're a Dodgers fan. I didn't know that. He said, me as a Dodgers and the Phillies, I'm scared. No, the Phillies are not as good as they were, and especially if they trade Bryce Harper. The Dodgers, you don't have to worry about the Phillies. It's had nothing for the Dodgers. Not this year, anyway. Rara says we better trade Jazz. He's asking for $35 million per year. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot to talk about that. $35 million per year in 8 to 10 years. No, but one thing I've learned about Jazz, right? He always exaggerates things in his mind. And I get, look, sometimes you got to be like that, right? When they said, oh, you know, Ohtani was 50 home runs, 50 stolen base, he said, yeah. I'm not sure what's happening with my internet right now. It's like going in and out. Man, look, the internet over here, I moved to a new place, guys. I hope I'm back up. And man, where I used to live, man, I had the best internet, especially for streaming. Where I'm at now, and it sucks because this is all that's available in the area. As I see it, it's like going in and again. Where I'm at now, it fucking sucks, yo. This internet is terrible. Cox sucks, man. I wish I could go back to AT&T or Google Fiber. This internet is straight garbage. Like, it's out again. Yeah, the internet where I'm at is horrible, guys. Horrible. I'm about to call them right now and fucking complain. Like, come on, dude. I pay too much. I have their best top of the line service that they offer. I pay way too much for this shit to be going in and out. Pisses me off. It pisses me off. But I hope we good. That's the thing about live stream. Next time I have to start pre-recording. Start pre-recording this stuff, right? That's what I have to do. But I think I'm back now. My apologies, man. Yeah, I'm hardwired. Trust me, man. I have a degree in networking and I'm about to get my degree in so forth. But I know what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff. It's just where I live. I just moved, and where I'm at right now, there's only one ISP here. There's only one provider here, and they suck. They suck, you know. But it's all I got. I have a Starlink too, but it's better than Starlink. The Starlink is good, and maybe I'll use that as a backup. But I don't want to pay a whole nother subscription. That's $150 a month right there too. And I got the best internet, I got the best internet you can get from Cox, right? And it's still not good enough. But anyway, I forgot where I was at. YouTube is having problems again because no, real Bill, that's on my end. My internet is going in and out. It's not you. That's on my end. Yeah, I'm good. Did Hill get some of his strength back in his arm? There was question on his speed drop last year. Well, he looked good during live ABs. They were saying his velocity's back. Last year, he didn't lose strength in his arm. He never lost strength in his arm. He dumbed it down a little bit. He started throwing a little softer because he couldn't find the strike zone. So he traded in velocity for command. And even that didn't work. I think he needs to keep throwing hard, right? So his strength is there. He's never lost strength. He's lost command. That's where he's struggling. His command is where he's struggling. And in turn, he started throwing a little softer to try to get more freaking strikes. Just get more strikes. Roy says, I'm having trouble too with YouTube. You have to. Hey, Katie. No, I don't think it's on your end. It was on my end, guys. My internet was going in and out. I could see it. Like I'm monitoring it. It was going in and out. So if it wasn't on your end, guys. That was on my end. And my apologies, man. That's just, I noticed too, like after I start, when I'm streaming long, right? Because I've been on for what? About over an hour at least, hour and a half. When I'm streaming for more than like an hour and a half, I feel like they try to throttle my freaking bandwidth or something. They start throttling it, which is not, because I pay for unlimited bandwidth, unlimited everything. Katie, what's up? Katie. No, the Yankees aren't a publicly traded company. Obviously, like, we know that, because if they were, I'd be invested right now, you know. I know a little bit about the stock market, man. My technical analysis is pretty good when it comes to like reading charts and stuff. Trust me. He's not saying that it's publicly tradable. He's an owner though. He had to get vetted though to become a minority owner. He's a minority owner. Look, let's watch it again. We'll watch it again. Ready?
You're an owner in the Yankees. I'm curious to know, what's the ROI?
Very good. I made 14%, right? What gives 14%? Not a lot of stuff gives 14%. Yankees did last year. Well, my equity.
Do you get a cash-on-cash return, or is it
No.
that you just lock up your money
That's
and
right.
eventually...
That's right. Some teams you get dividends.
Why don't they go public? Or any sports team for that matter.
Yeah.
And then you could trade the teams as you would stocks. They've just started doing it with esports teams, and they're terrible investments because they don't make money, but sports teams do.
I can tell you the Yankees investment is grown exponentially. You don't go on the stock market and buy a share of the Yankees today. When that happens and you got the money, go in, because that's the number one organization over any. You don't get into the Yankees.
Yeah. So yeah. Trust me, the Yankees are making money. That's the bottom line here. The bottom line is they're making money. I don't want to hear it. You know, I don't want to hear they're making money. Bottom line. So if you bought all that house, well, I got to pay the city for, for all teams do that. Everybody has to pay for their freaking stadium. Some more than others, some to different people, but some people have naming rights contracts, so they're getting money from it. The Yankees are making money. Don't let that stuff fool you, please, guys. Like, we're smarter than that. We're smarter than that. The Yankees, that was all gaslighting by them. That was all gaslighting. That was literally all that crime by Hal. That was literally him telling you, complaining that he doesn't want to spend more money. He's making more money, but he doesn't want to spend it. And I understand, because he's a businessman, right? Look, I'm sure he wants to win, but he doesn't want to win that bad. He wants to make money more. And he has a responsibility to guys like this guy right here to make money. So I don't expect him to spend 500 million on payroll or anything like that. But let's do something, man. Let's try to get Judge a ring. That's what we got to do. And Judge knows it. I could tell, man, Judge, he knows that his window is very short for him to actually win something. Katie says, congrats to the USA men's hockey team. They won gold in overtime. Yeah, we was talking about that earlier. I was actually watching it live when they won. That's pretty crazy. Congratulations to them, for real. He's not claiming, Real Bill, man, I think you need to check your ears, man. He's not claiming that they're on the stock market. He said the day they do go public, you better go all in on them, because they make that much money. That's what he's saying. I'm not gonna explain it. Bill, please, you give me a headache already. I don't want to play it again, dude. I don't understand. Like, he clearly just said it's not public. You don't get into you can't just invest in the Yankees. It's not public. But he's a minority owner. He's invested. He had to get vetted and get selected to be a minority owner. And he's making 14% a year. That's a lot. Owners might shut down baseball for 2+ years. The Yankees must stockpile their money for the player strike. That's what they're doing right now. They have an emergency fund. They're already stockpiling. But shut down baseball for 2+ years, that is unacceptable, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to go that far. But who knows, right? They might be just, like I said, they're digging a trench and they're ready to hunker down in it, because they want that salary cap bad. I agree with you, man. Hilleman's Hearts, you do make more money when you win. You make more money, and not only that, when you win, right? Winning creates fan bases when you get a fan, right? When you create a fan of a sports team, you have a fan for life. You understand? For most people, for life. Like most of us here, at some point in our life, we became a fan. And for a lot of us, it was because they were winning. For me, not, because when I became a fan of the Yankees, they weren't winning. But when they started winning, that's when I became really crazy about the Yankees, So when I became a super fan, I'll say. But anyway, when you get a fan, you got a customer for life, right? At some point, they're going to buy a hat, a jersey, or something. And you do that by winning. When you win, you create fans and you create customers. So, I don't know. Real Bill, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. He's legitimately a minority owner. He's invested in the Yankees. And he's not the only one. There's a bunch of people invested in the Yankees. There's this Japanese guy, I forgot, that did a short a long time ago. And what are you talking about, dude? He's invested in the Yankees. A whole bunch of people are. They're minority owners, but they're invested. And when I say invested, it's not publicly. They're not publicly traded. They're not on the stock market, in the stock exchange or anything like that, or in any exchange. Am I back? Am I ending? I gotta call these people. We're gonna have to continue this conversation later because, yeah. I mean, yeah, unless he's lying, right? He could be lying. So the whole thing, maybe he's. I don't have the contract and all that stuff. Maybe he's lying. He is a minority owner. Maybe he's not owner. Whatever you want to do, he's invested in the Yankees, right? When the Yankees makes money, that's what I'm saying. And he's not gonna freaking make any decisions. He doesn't have any say so on any trades or anything like that. But he's invested. The Yankees make money. That's the bottom line. What I'm trying to say. The Yankees make money. Yeah, I'm back. Man, I don't know. My internet's going on. I want to call them and complain, but I can't right now. And I want to reset my modem, but I don't want to do that right now either because that takes a couple minutes. Yeah. Katie says, let's have a good game from Luis Hill, who agrees. I agree. Again, though, but it's just spring training. But I'd like to see him have a good game, especially because the lineup he's facing is pretty much a minor league lineup that he's facing. Right, the Mets aren't throwing their good team at us today, so yeah, man. So, but the thing is, I pay for better service than this, and I'm not getting it, so it's pissing me off. It is pissing me off. But anyway, guys, I think that's gonna do it for me. Well, actually, I'll stay for like 7 more minutes. We'll make it a even. Make the time even. Stay for 7 more minutes. What do you guys got? Man, we're freaking going crazy with this Patrick David. I don't know what Real Bill is talking about, man. Like, they're definitely investors in the Yankees, right? It's not just Howe and his family. There's other people who are invested in the Yankees. And when you're invested, you have a shares in a, well, I wouldn't say shares because they're not publicly. When you have stock, right? Maybe not public stock. This is private. Oh, this is private. You own part of the team. You own it, Maybe not a lot, but you own it. The same way when you buy stock, right? Shares of a company, you own part of that company. If you're the majority owner, let's say you somehow were able to have the majority of shares, guess what? You're now the owner, That's how I see it. Anyway. Katie says, I would love to see home runs from Caballero, Rosario, Wells, as well as Grisham, Goldschmidt, and Judge. Damn, you want everybody to home run then, pretty much. I want to see all these guys do good too, right? Because these are the guys who are going to be in the lineup come opening day. But more importantly, though, obviously Judge and all that, but I want to see Caballero have a good game. I want to see him start off. I want to see him start playing good, right? Even though it's spring training. Look, everything that happens right now, everything that happens in spring training means absolutely nothing, guys. Especially for a guy like Caballero. Caballero could go out and bat 500 in spring training and hit 10 home runs in spring training, and that doesn't mean he's the starting shortstop. He has to do it during the regular season. So that's when it's really going to count. Let's not forget that as fans, like, I get it. We're so invested in our team and we want to see them win, even spring training games and everything. But if guys don't do well, don't get too down on them, right? It's just spring training. I've seen so many years, right? So many times I've seen guys do really well in spring training and then absolutely flop come opening day, right? Or in the season. And I've seen it in reverse too. Guys do really bad in spring training, and then when the season starts, they freaking go on a tear. But for entertainment purposes, yeah. But it's not really going to sway me much, Ruba says, not 100. This whole argument is BS. I'm out of here. You listen to some clickbait podcaster. I've been an agent for 20 years later. Real Bill, you tripping, bro. Look, all right, bye. Peace, bro. For real. Look, you know what I don't like? I don't like people, if you don't agree with what they agree, or they don't like somebody for whatever reason, for their own political views or whatever it is, they just don't like some, whether you like the dude or not. He's a freaking, he's invested in the Yankees. Literally, he's a minority owner. I've just looked it up everywhere. Like, I can't find anything that says he's not. So what's the problem? Like, I don't understand why you trying to make a point. You're trying to make a point that's just, it'll make no sense, dude. Come on, man. Look, guys, man, we're adults here, guys. Come on. We're tripping, man. I care less about spring training. That just gets in shape. That's just to get in shape and get your rhythm. Yeah, but I mean, I do too, but I understand too for guys, right? Especially guys who are in the minor leagues or getting an opportunity, who don't have a clear path, or trying to find a way to the majors, man. For them, it's everything, right? Them guys coming in, like yesterday's game, them guys coming in late in the game, right? When all the big stars are already home and half the freaking stadium is not even there no more. Those guys who are coming in later, those names that we never really heard of, for them, it's like the World Series. This is an opportunity for them to finally show everybody what they. Yeah. Am I back? Freaking internet, man. Yeah, he's like, Spencer Jones needs to ball out, right? He needs to. Am I back? Anyway, guys, I'm about to sign off, man. This internet is pissing me off. I'll see you guys later. Real Bill, man. I love you, bro. If you're still here, just gotta chill, man. Look, we can have differences in opinions, guys. Man, I don't understand. It's sad, man. Like, we don't always have to agree with each other. That's not how life works with anybody. Like, I have best friends and brothers and sisters and family and my wife and my kids. And we don't all have to agree with everything. We can have disagreements. It's not a big deal. But anyway. Roxy, what are you doing? Jazzy, close the door, please. Anyway, guys, man, I'm out of here. I got to figure out this internet. I'm about to call them and complain. Love you guys, man. Have a great day. I'm going to try to be on later. Let's go Yankees. And shout out to Team USA on winning the gold in the men's hockey. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. Peace.